is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voice net here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running. For those folks who wish to check in early through NetLogger, NetLogger can be found at netlogger.org. We also do have a Google Meet up and running, and if you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes here. This is W2FGH. This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY digital voice net on Brandmeister Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voice net is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is Whiskey 2 Foxtrot Juliet Hotel, and the name here is Frank. We'll first take a standby for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, please give your call sign followed by the word break spoken 2 times. Please leave a 4 to 5 second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect this talk group. This is a direct net, and the format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. For more information about this net or to join us on Google Meet, please visit STNYDMR.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 5 stations checked in through NetLogger. So the net would like to recognize N3OJP MIC, N2NRA ED, N2RWH ED, W2KBC Dennis, N2NRA Cliff, and N2NCB Paul. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. And please let me know if anybody I have checked in, if you are short time. But we will first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any station that would like to check into the STNY digital voice this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So I guess I picked up everybody with the chunks before the meeting has started. So, all right, let's kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So let's move on down to questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard there either. So we will move on down for comments. So the net topic this evening is what is your favorite or highly recommended piece of ham radio equipment? So at the top of my list is N3OJP. Mick, how was your week?
Well, good evening, Frank. Everybody on this evening's net. It's pretty good. Still fighting this respiratory illness. A lot of coughing. Pretty sure I got it in Dayton. So it's just lingering a little bit, so slowly getting better. But as far as my favorite ham equipment, I lean towards some of the SWR bridges. I've got the Rig Expert for HF, and it's kind of nice. It does a lot of things. It'll measure velocity factor. You can do cable length. It'll give you impedance, and also the LC. If you're using a wire, you can measure the SWR of a wire, and it's pretty good. I like it. It's nice and handy to carry out in the field. And then I also use just the standard, the smaller bridges for 2 meters and 440. I don't know how accurate they are, but I guess it gets you close. And then, of course, the Nano VNA. I like that at times if I want to do, multiple bands. I use the Nano VNA software because it's so hard to read that little string. But other than that, I did talk to Dennis last week, and I did pick up the OpenSpot 4. It's really nice. I got it connected to my home Wi-Fi, and I can be some distance from it too. I was outside quite a ways away, and I was able to still pick it up. What I got to figure out is how to use it mobile. That's always been the dilemma for me. Setting up another network on these things, but a lot of progress so far. Very happy with it. I guess the only thing I don't like, Frank, is there are no sharp edges. It's all rounded corners. So it's like handling a bar of soap. If you know what I mean. I've dropped it a few times, but it's pretty durable. But other than that, it seems to be a fantastic device. Dennis led me in the right direction. So yeah, probably the SWR bridges is my preferred equipment. Back to you, Frank. W2FJH N30JP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, that should OpenSOT 4 should be a blast once you get it hooked up to either like your cell phone's hotspot, or if you have like a standalone like Verizon hotspot or something. That should definitely be a blast because as far as I know, they have a built-in battery. So you don't have to carry around an extra battery bank or something like that. It's all kind of built in. So that should be very nice for you working mobile and everything. As you mentioned, it's all kind of in one solid unit. Not as I guess perceived to be fragile as the Pi Stars are that you were mentioning before. So all right, next on my list is N2RWH. Ed, how was your week?
And 200 VH. Oh, not too bad here. I think we had a fairly good, busy week at work. So, other than that, just say hello to everybody. And I guess at this point, is I like my Anytone handheld here, and I'm using the OpenSpot 4, and uh, for my connection. So that's pretty much I'd say could be currently the favorite piece of equipment. So kind of keep it short, and I'll turn it back to you, Frank, and to our WH.
Hey, very good there, Ed. And yeah, I was wondering if anybody would bring up, hey, my highly suggested one would be a hotspot. There you go. It only went two on the list, and somebody suggested that already. So. All right. Next on my list is W2 at KDC. Dennis, how was your week? Not hearing anything on my end there, but we'll give it another go there for Dennis. W2 KDC. Are you still around? All right, nothing heard there. So we move on down the list. Next on my list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is Antuner Ray, Cliff in Waverly. 71 degrees and cloudy out right now. Did a lot of yard work, getting caught up on that sort of stuff. And favorite piece of equipment, well, since I moved, I haven't got my shack back together, but my favorite piece was the FT990 HF rig, and I had a little trouble before with the auto tuner, so I may have to look into getting it repaired or get an external tuner. Back to you, Frank. This is Antuner Ray.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Mr. Cliff. You said it was the SG 990, or it was said a little faster, or at least I was a little slow with my pen.
FT 990, Fox Tango 990. It's 10 to 80 meters HF, and worked a lot of stations with it, and seems to do quite well. 100 watts is all. Back to you.
Okay, very good there. Yeah, the FT. Yeah, and the Haitian products here. So, yeah. All right. Right, next on my list is N2NCB. Paul, how was your week?
Ah, there we go. Hello again, Frank and all, into NCB here. The week went well. I got a lot of stuff done outside, and also took some time off and went a few places, so that was all good. And I would say, aside from my radios, uh, probably the next in line, and probably just as important, is my computer. That helps out a lot for a lot of things. Uh, so I've gotten the DSWR meters and all that kind of good stuff. But I think, like I say, aside from the radios, it's got to be the computer. With that, we'll turn it back to you, Frank. Take care, all. Into NCP.
Hey, very good there, Paul. And yeah, that is a good one there. That was one that I didn't even think of. And as I'm sitting here looking at my screen, I have NetLogger up, I have BlueDB up, and we're broadcasting out to YouTube. And yeah, none of that would be possible right now if I didn't have a computer to do all that. That's a good one. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I have reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations that might check in. I know I still do have W2KDC to get back to, but let's see if there's any additional stations to check in this evening. Please call now.
Good evening, Frank. W2FJH. This is N2BSS, November 2, Bravo, Sierra, Sierra.
All right, and the number I'd like to recognize, N2BSS Jeff. All right, Jeff, before we get to you, let me just backpedal really quick, and let's see if W2KDC Dennis is around. Maybe he was having time zone difficulties before. Let's see if he's around. Dennis, are you there? All right, nothing heard there, so I'm guessing Dennis might have gotten tied up and busy with something else, or is having some kind of technical difficulties. But all right, next on my list is N2PSS. Jeff, how was your week? W2FJ8 and TBSS and the net. Well, long time no speak. I've been busy on Sunday night, so I haven't had a chance to check into the net in quite a while, and then I guess I just haven't been hearing activity on the talk group when I have been listening around, but well, par for the course, I guess. Yeah, this week. Well, there's the W word, work. Doing that for all week long, obviously, and then afternoon, say late afternoon, evenings. I've been taking care of outdoor stuff around here. The grass just won't stop growing because it won't stop raining. In fact, it's raining here right now in the northwest corner of Steuben County. And as soon as I joke, as soon as I'm done cutting the grass, I get to start cutting the grass again. So finally got the grass cut, the weeds tamed, the garden watered, garden weeded, and all that other stuff. And I was going to go paint my shed. And the primer paint was solid as a rock when I opened the can. Just a giant plug of whatever it is. I don't know. So in the garbage it goes. Buy another gallon of paint. Try again when it's not raining. So we shall see. Looking at the forecast for next weekend, there's rain in the forecast. I'm never getting this shed painted. W2FJH and 2BSS. Hey, very good there, Jeff. And yeah, I feel your pain right now too. Because last weekend we went away for Memorial Day, the weekend there, and after that I've had some work done in the backyard. We're putting in a new septic, and man, my backyard is all torn up and needs to be mowed and everything else, and we keep getting warnings of rain and everything. So I don't know. Maybe sometime this week I'll get a chance and have to try to work around all the dirt patches and everything just to mow the lawn there. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I've reached the end of my list again, so let's see if there's any other additional stations that would like to check in to the net this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we will wrap things up then. I'd like to thank Nick, Ed, Dennis, Cliff, Paul, and Jeff for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. And just in case anybody knows another ham that might want to listen into the net, I think this week we also did get a good YouTube video out there. So usually the day or two after I start cropping it, just trying to remove some of the long pauses between the net there. But it should be out there, and hopefully it's good. I did turn up the microphone up a little bit more, so hopefully that low audio. I've been kind of adjusting it over the course of weeks here to try to get the sweet spot where it's not too low of a recording. But yeah, we'll return this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. I hope this is W2FJH. Hoping everybody has a great and safe week there.